See that, gardening friends? It's a young rabbit, which tells me there's another nest around the property here, other than the one we found earlier in the season. So anyway, I'm out here back this morning while the kids and my wife are getting some stuff going at home. Ran out here real quick to check on the plants, water my sister's stuff. And the other thing I want to do is apply some diatomaceous earth to my potatoes. So I picked up, there wasn't a whole lot in there, only about, 1.3 pounds. It didn't hardly fill that jug, maybe only halfway, but this stuff's supposed to be good as far as treating different kinds of bugs. The idea is that it gets in their joints and causes perforations in their exoskeletons and stuff, and dehydrates them. That, or they ingest the stuff and it kills them that way. But we're gonna give it a try. I got one of these cheapy sifters at Marshall's. Gotta kind of be careful though. The metal on this is sharp. I sliced my finger the other day on that, so I gotta be careful how I grip this. But anyway, the idea is that we'll put some of that diatomaceous earth in there and then go over the rows and treat the potatoes. So I don't really know how much I'm going to need, so I put about a cup in my sifter. We're going to go down to the rows and check it out. Now before we apply this to the plants, because there's not a lot of sprouts, I'm going to just manually walk down the row and see if I see any more of the adults hard-shelled, because they could cause us problems, lay eggs and stuff. They're mobile too, they can fly. So I'm going to go through the rows first and see if there's any of those and squish them. And it's basically the back two rows I've been having difficulty with. So let's take a little walk down here. So we're just gonna, again, kind of examine these plants, make sure there isn't anything crawling around on them. Again, these two rows up here, up towards the west side of the garden have been fine. It's this row here that we were having trouble with. And right there is a cluster of eggs. You see that? So I'm just gonna squish those. There's another cluster of eggs. So it looks like they've already laid some eggs, which is unfortunate. So we'll go through and clean out this row. But they've already attacked the foliage and chewed holes and stuff, which the problem with that then is it limits your potato production, because if the plants, if the sprouts don't have any leaves, they can't do photosynthesis. They can't, it's just going to minimize the crop. So I need to go through here. They've probably laid eggs on a couple different ones. We squashed about 12 adults yesterday. So I'm gonna go through here. We'll see if we can find some more examples of eggs. All right, so careful inspection, we found another adult. You see that? So we're gonna pick that off. And they kind of go docile, like they'll just freeze up when you find them. But we're gonna take that guy and just squish him. Took care of that. We also have flea beetles. So a couple different pests that we're contending with already. So we'll go down here. And looky here, there's another adult. Actually, two more adults. So you see that? So we're gonna give that one a squish. And then this one a squish. And there's another one. Golly. Squish that one. All right, so we went through the patch and I squished probably 6 more adults. We also cleared off some eggs that were laid. So I'm hoping that this additional attention to the patch is going to head off an infestation later, because they can be, sometimes you don't know you have them until you have them, and they reproduce like crazy. So, and it's like daily picking. And like I said, usually they are in the patch later, like once the foliage is really up. But this year it seems like they're in there earlier. So we're going to go ahead and apply our diatomaceous earth. We'll see how this sifter works. I'm making sure I'm standing kind of downwind. The wind tends to come from the southwest. We can do a test, except this time it's going the other direction. So we need to start. Actually, this is fine, but we'll kind of go down and dust the patch a little bit. All right, so we got the patch dusted. It took about a cup and a half, but it went down. That should take care of our flea beetle problem as well, ultimately. What I found was a little more effective was just filling this thing up and then, you know, kind of slapping the side of it with my hand as I went down the row, as opposed to trying to pull this trigger since it's kind of cheapy. But it's getting hot out here. I'm already breaking a sweat. Everything else looks pretty good. We'll probably be back out later on at some point to get some plants and go from there. So anyway, we'll see how this diatomaceous earth treatment goes, how effective it is in warding off the Colorado potato beetle and the flea beetles that we've been having issues with. So I guess that's it for now. Until next time, happy gardening. Bye.